Do you feel like you've tried everything and nothing seems to work? Well, I meet a lot of people with chronic illness, chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, lupus, COPD, emphysema. I meet a lot of people with all those chronic diseases, and they tell me that they have tried everything. And for those that know me already, you know that I'm a visiting nurse for 18 years here in the Houston area. So I was a visiting nurse for that long, but I've been in the medical field for over 38 years. And so I have really encountered a lot of people who have tried everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Many people with chronic diseases, they are watching TV and maybe a commercial will come on for some kind of medication that's new, on the market, that's quote unquote been proven to help people with this or help people with that, right? And so the commercial, here in America, we can find commercials like that. That commercial will say, have your doctor prescribe this medication for you. And the patient would go straight ahead and check with their doctor to see if they could try that medicine, because they've tried a lot of medicine, and they've had their chronic disease for many, many years. Some people have chronic diseases, and that's why they're called chronic, because you have them for many, many years. So people have had diabetes for 10 years, 20 years, and, some as many as 30. And then they've also had other diseases like hypertension, high blood pressure. They've tried multiple different types of prescription medications for these diseases. And so from the first type of prescription to another, whatever is quote unquote, I'm going to say new on the market. And so they'll give it a try. Many times their insurance will pay for some of those medications, and then sometimes they don't. But the thing is, they're trying many things, particularly prescription medications. And then every now and then a person will hear maybe from a friend or from a neighbor some natural remedy or, something like that they could try. And maybe they'll give it a try for a few days and give it up. But most people who I meet are just exhausted, and they feel like they're really tired. They want the disease to go away, and they're trying everything possible to get the disease to go away. And this phenomenon, I'm going to call it, of trying all these different prescription medications is exhausting. And the exhaustion is real, okay? Especially when you've been at it for years. But maybe the missing piece isn't another diet. And people do that too. They try different diets, whatever diet fad comes along, to see if they could make the chronic illness go away. They try many pills, many shots, many all types of prescription medications. You would not believe how many prescription medications I have discovered, or I did discover, when I was a visiting nurse, here in Houston for 18 years. So, but what I want to say right now is, maybe instead of having all those different medications, trying all those diets, maybe it's a different kind of support that you need. You thought about that? Maybe it's a different kind of support. One that nourishes your whole self, your body, your mind, and your spirit. And we work with people like that in the Holistic Healing Circle. Okay? So all this exhaustion that you're going through, I know you are ready for something else, right? I've been there. Okay, I have been where you are. And I know that there is a better way. Okay? So I want to encourage you today. You're not starting over. We're not going to have you start over with anything new. We're just, you're going to be starting from experience. Like all those experiences, all those things that you've tried them. And now I would say it's time to do something else, but all the experience that you have do matter because they're important to have. Those experiences were important to have. But I want you to look at a different way. I want you to look at something new. You know, and don't be afraid to try something new and get outside of what I call the medical matrix. The medical matrix is the matrix of prescriptions. So I want you to look at maybe compassion or maybe some other method that you never heard of before. Because y'all, people in other countries, they don't get prescription meds the way people here in the United States get prescription meds. Not at all. Okay? Now, what I want to say to you is if you're ready to start healing and not just taking prescription medications and go from a place of where you have compassion and not exhaustion, then I want you to put in the comment, new way. Okay? And or you can direct message me and say, hey, you want to look at the new way. All right. So that's what I want to encourage you today. I know you're exhausted. I know that you're ready to do something different. I know that you are tired of all the different prescription medications that you've been on. I know. Okay. So let's do it. Let's look at a new way. All right. That is the message I have for you today. And I will talk to you again next time.